Should we talk about this? All right.
Talk about the
So
Beast?
Kyle here
Yeah.
was a part of the Beast Games.
I am standing on $5 million, the grand prize of the most insane competition show you've ever seen. And competing for it are these 1,000 contestants. Are you all ready? Start the timer.
I was.
Would you like to share your experience with the Beast Games?
Yeah,
This-
I got a call from a friend of mine who works in TV, and he knew a casting director was like, "Hey, there's going to be this show filming in Vegas. Do you know Mr. Beast?" I was like, "Yeah, I've known about Mr. Beast. I don't watch his channel because I'm not a 15-year-old kid boy, you know." Which is great for him. He's built an empire. But I was like, "Yeah, I'll go on this Beast show." And he said, "Well, the cash prize is $5 million." And I was like, "Well, I would be so dumb to not try, because it's a physical," he told me it's like a physical challenge show, and it's like, okay, I've like trained my whole life for this. Let's try this out. Like, if I'm gonna use all this fitness that I've built, let's see if we can go. So they accepted me and they had me go to Vegas, and it was the craziest 36 hours of my life. I don't find out what hotel I'm supposed to be at until like I get to Vegas. First of all, I drive to Vegas. I'm there with my dad. I don't find out where I'm supposed to be until like hours before, because they're trying to keep it a secret, right? So I pop on over. Is there a noise? Do you hear a noise?
it's the hairdryer.
Oh, okay, cool. I just want to make sure it wasn't my mic. That's fine. Hair dryer brought to you by Dyson Airwrap or whatever. So I go to the hotel. They have you sign in, right? Like, you have to sign all these releases, your bank account information in case you win, so they can wire it to you. They take your luggage. They bring you into wardrobes so you can get fitted for like a jersey or whatever. They also, in the directions, were very explicit about this, and they wouldn't tell you why, but they were like, you need to pack 5 days worth of clean underwear and socks in a plastic bag with your name labeled on it and the date. And I was like, okay. So you show up and they're like, "Do you have your underwear?" I was like, "Yeah, I gave my underwear." And then they say, "Go wait over here." They put us on a bus. Mind you, no one tells you anything. They're just like, go here, and whatever. They put us on a bus. They take us to the Plaza Hotel. There's maybe, when I show up to the Plaza Hotel, there's probably like 600 people in line to check in Plaza Hotel.
Oh my God.
So it takes like hours to check in. We get in, we get our room key, and when they hand you the room key, they say, "Go to your." They put a tracker on your wrist, by the way. They're like, "Go to your room. Do not come out of your room. We highly advise you to not come out of your room." And I was like, "All right, I guess I'm not coming out of my room." They said, "We will let you know."
What were they worried about?
They don't want, because the tracker, they probably don't want people to talk about why they're there, because like there's all these people in this hotel, right?
Okay.
So they let us know when we could leave our room so we could go down to the cafe and get food or whatever. So I basically just stayed in my room the whole time. I just hung out. They said, "Wait for an email." Okay, I'm waiting. It's like 10 p.m., 11 p.m., 12 a.m. I'm like, I'm so tired. I'm like, I can't stay up anymore, especially if the games are tomorrow. I need to get some sleep. So I was like, screw it. I'm going to bed. I get a knock on my door like at 2:30 in the morning. And I'm thinking, oh, I've already lost. They're going to tell me to go home because I fell asleep or whatever. I open the door and a guy just hands me a garbage bag and says, "You're going to wear this tomorrow." And I said, "Okay," like delirious. So I put it back on the ground, went back to sleep. My alarm went off. I woke up. I went to the gym just to like move, stretch, get ready for the day. Downstairs, I got some breakfast for myself because I was like, I don't know if they're going to feed us. I got some breakfast.
Smart.
I got dressed in our school, not in school uniform, in our show uniform that we had explicit instructions. We had to wear this specific type of pants, these specific shoes. We had to put on our jersey, and then we had to put the trash bag over our clothes because the jerseys say Beast Games on it with Mr. Beast symbol. So they obviously are keeping this a secret. So imagine you're at a hotel and you see about 600 people walking around with garbage bags on. we look like a cult. So they bring us all to the front of the hotel, and they're like, all right, you're going to wait here for the buses. This is July, mind you, or June. You know how hot it gets in June.
Oh yeah, in Vegas.
No,
Oh,
it was July. Sorry.
oh, dude, it's
Yeah.
like 120-degree weather.
Yeah, so I'm sitting in a trash bag waiting for a bus to show up. We're sweating. We can't take the trash bags off. Everyone's wondering what the hell's happening. The buses finally show up. Again, no one's telling us what's happening. They put us on the buses. They take our luggage. They've taken all electronics at this point, like Apple Watches, headphones, computers, everything. And they just put us in this bus, and they drive us to Zork nightclub, which is attached to Resorts World. And they just have us get out and go into this nightclub. And the nightclub's closed, of course, but all the house lights are on. And they're like, all right, just wait in here. And it's like, again, a couple hundred people waiting in this empty nightclub, no instructions. They bring in a couple cases of bottled water, and then they just shut the doors and leave us in there. And it's crazy how fast people couple up and start to like Lord of the Flies. Like, there was already people getting in like groups, meeting people. There were people, we were so bored, they were making up games. Like they were like drinking the bottles of water and setting them out there and seeing who could throw the bottle cap closest to it. And they were like, yeah, like we were in there for 6 hours. No communication, no food, just water. I was so bored. I walked the perimeter of the club by myself. And like people would join me and we would have conversations and they would leave and then another person would come join me. It was like for hours. I was just so bored. Then they bring us a bunch of pizza and wings. And they were like, get in line. If you take more than one piece of pizza, you're out. Some people did, and they started eliminating people that weren't paying attention to rules. And I was like, oh, the game has started. Like, they're watching us. I was like, oh, I see what's happening here. This is like a social experiment. Okay. So they were like, you can either wait in this line to get pizza, or if you get on the bus, the next location, we promise you will have food. So half of the line left and got on the bus. I was like, I don't trust these people. I'm waiting in this damn line. So I got my slice of pizza. I ate it. We get on the bus, and then they drive us to the Raiders stadium. Again, they're not telling us where any of this shit is. Like, we have no idea where these games are. And we get out of the bus, and they bring us inside the stadium, and that's the first moment that all of us get to see how many contestants there are. There's 2,000 of us. This is when we all finally meet. The stadium is filled with 2,000 people, all dressed exactly the same. Like, it was super weird. The food that they promised us, they're like, all right, get in line. You're like, they grouped us up in groups of 400, teams of 400.
Yeah.
2,000 people, so 5 teams of 400. They're like, all right, you're team A, you're team B, you're team C. Team A, go get food. So I'm in team A. We go get food. The food that they had for us was a 2-ounce ramekin of cold oatmeal, 3 grapes, and a boiled egg. That was our food.
Oh my God.
I was like, oh my God, dude, I've been awake. It's got to be 10
Dude,
p.m.
How
now.
much sleep do you think you got? Like, how much sleep did you get?
I got like 4 or 5 hours of sleep because I was like woken up in the middle of the night. I'm kind of like waiting for this email to come or whatever. Mind you, most of these people didn't get themselves breakfast in the morning. I did, thank God.
Yeah,
The
smart.
first thing that they're eating for the day is this oatmeal, egg, and grape thing. So we're sitting there. I'm walking around the stadium. We're not allowed to see the stadium floor yet. So they finally bring us down to the bottom where the team enters the field and it's blocked off. And that's where you start to see the cameras. And they're like, all right, everyone cheer. So this wing is cheering and it's like so loud. And then when we're done cheering, you can hear other teams cheering. And then it started to feel like, it started to feel like Gladiator. It was scary because you're down there with your team of like 400 and you don't know what the game is or what's going to happen. And you're hearing these crowds roaring off in the distance. It was like, oh, this is getting real. So they finally opened up the gates and everyone just runs out on the field. And it's the first time that we see the field and the games and everything. The turf is this like bright orange color, like that has the Mr. Beast logo. There's 2 giant looming castles. One of them looks super evil. The other one has a giant pile of money on it, like wrapped up in $1 bills or whatever. Then they have to film a bunch of B-roll, like drone shots, and all of us like out on the field, like talking to each other, figuring shit out. Mr. Beast comes out and he announces what the hell's going on. Talks about the $5 million, which is that pound of money. Mind you, this is for TV, so they have to film this over and over again. Mr. Beast goes back. He comes back out. We have to cheer again. Mr. Beast leaves. He comes back out. We have to cheer again. I'm like so tired. And then he starts throwing out chocolate bars. You know, he has those Beast bars or whatever. Those Beast bars.
Yeah, yeah.
People are scrounging to eat them because they're so hungry. I was like, this is crazy, man. I feel like a second-class citizen. This is wild. And then he finally reveals the game. And I look over, and it's 5 lanes of these giant concrete balls that say 10,000 pounds on them. So we have 5 10,000-pound concrete balls that are attached to a rope. And I'm like, oh, we're going to have to pull these concrete balls as a team, right? So whatever. They get us all lined up. You're supposed to be in your team, A, B, C, D, all the way down. They pass out jerseys. And I'm putting my jersey on. I'm on the red team. There's green, blue, pink, purple, whatever. And I start to look at my team. And I look behind me, and someone's grandma is behind me. And then behind her is some kid who has never touched anything but a video game controller, no offense. Behind him is like someone else's aunt. I'm like, where's the team at? I'm looking around because we're supposed to line up. I'm like, we don't have 400 people here. There's maybe 100. Where's everyone else? Unbeknownst to me, when they passed the jerseys out, a bunch of the bigger dudes took all of the jerseys and were passing them out only to other big dudes that they wanted on their team.
Oh, man, that's so sneaky.
I was trying to follow the rules because I had been seeing people getting eliminated for not following the rules all day. So it's like, oh, they handed me the jersey. I'm putting it on. I'm ready. Let's go. So after all of the other teams had filled up, stacked their teams with bigger, stronger men and women, we got all of the other teams run off to ours.
You guys got the rejects.
Honestly, we would have done better if every nursing home in Vegas emptied and it came out to help us. I couldn't believe it. I knew immediately, like, they're like, all right, the game's going to start. I'm like, well, I'm going to go home now. So this was a really good experience. So we pull. The other teams win in like 30 seconds. Because if you think about it, there's 400 people pulling 10,000 pounds. If you do the math, it's like, what, 25 pounds a person to pull? Anyone can pull 25 pounds. So these teams are just ripping it. We're like, my team's falling over. They're tripping over the rope. I'm like, you guys are such nerds, dude. So we lose. It's now 2 a.m. I'm like so tired. I just want to go home. And then the funny thing is, because it's TV, we have to film the walk of shame over and over and over. Like the loser team coming up, we had to go back, line up, see if so finally, the one consolation is like everyone who lost got $1,000, and they handed you this brick of ones and 1,000. I was like, this is cool. And Mr. Beast hands it to. I was like, thanks for the opportunity. Hands me the brick. I go backstage thinking this brick's going to be mine. And then there's someone going, thank you. We'll take that. Thank you so much. We'll take that. Thank you so much. We'll take that. They're like, we'll send you a check. Thank you. I was like, wow, dude.
Was it real money or was it
was
like
real money.
fake money?
Okay. No, yeah, it's real. But they just took it all back. And then they had,
that thing is like, it's so weird. Like, if you're going to do that, why not just use fake money?
I know.
Like,
I know.
If you're just going to, why use real money?
It was so over the top.
Just take it back and then give them a check.
It was so over the top. Yeah. So then I'm thinking I get to just leave. Oh, no. I've got to sign all this exit paperwork. I have to wait in a line of 400 people to sign exit paperwork. I have to do an exit interview where they put every single person that lost on camera and ask them about their experience. 400 people. I have to wait. By the time I got back to the hotel and had my luggage, it was 9 a.m. the next day. I had been up since 5 a.m. the day prior, not eaten, had to do this shitty game. And then by the time my dad came to pick me up, we went to breakfast. I do not remember what I had, and I do not remember where we went to breakfast. All I know is that I got a coffee and I had some sort of breakfast. I went home to my dad's house and I slept till the next day. I was so tired. It was crazy. It was the craziest 36 hours of my life, dude.